Look to the end. I've collected those rare vintage photos that you haven't seen yet. Let's get 1,000 subscribers on the channel. Children's races at Indianapolis Speedway. Cars accelerated to a speed of 35 kilometers per hour. 1950. Five-time world champion Norwegian speed skater Oscar Matheson with all the awards. Alfa Romeo 8C, 1938. Retro futuristic sunglasses straight out of the 1960s. A group of men and women using an eccentric hairdryer, the 70s. Convention of Freaks, Barnum and Bailey Circus, Freak Show, 1924. A rock called God Forbid, Georgian Military Road, 1900. An immigration inspector found 180-centimeter Felipe Ramirez Perez, who tried to enter the United States in this way. San Diego, 1954. The crowd pours sugar, ketchup, and mustard on their heads from left to right. John Salter, Joan Trumpower, and Ann Moody during a sit in demonstration at the Woolworth's Whites Only counter in Jackson, Miss May, 28, 1963. This is what sumo wrestlers looked like in 1890. Costume designer Patricia Taylor with her 6-month-old baby, Keanu Reeves, 1965. Sophia Loren, 1960. A drummer in a uniform from the University of Michigan practices a march, and 7 children try to copy his technique. 1950. Theoretical physicist Robert Oppenheimer and his colleague Albert Einstein. 1947. Actress Tippi Hedren with her pet tiger in the kitchen of her home in Los Angeles, 1981. In the 1960s, an airline decided to break down stereotypes about the appearance of flight attendants and invited fashion designer Emilio Pucci to create their new look. Marilyn Monroe on the New York subway at Grand Central Station, 1955. Winona Ryder on the cover of Rolling Stone magazine in 1991. Sting gives an autograph to a young Gwen Stefani, 1983. Audrey Hepburn photographed by Philip Halsman in Rome, 1954. Sean Connery eats pasta at 1963 restaurant, 1963. Men in Harlem gather in front of a store to listen to the radio, 1940. Dexterity training for waiters, 1940. The German Zeppelin L-49 airship, shot down during the First World War in Bourbon-les-Bains, France, October 20th, 1917. The first sneakers, Rubber Company, 1892, USA. Department of Social Security, Prague, 1937. Trolley with a sail engine, German Southwest Africa, 1885. The royal family of Great Britain watches the first Formula One race in history on May 13, 1950. Hedy Lamarr, whose scientific discoveries led to the development of Wi-Fi and Bluetooth technologies, 1938. The last known photograph of Tsar Nicholas II with his wife Alexandra, August 1917. Model Bettina Graziani in Paris, 1952. Claudia Cardinale, 1959. Vintage beauty from the 1960s. Toilet bomb on Skyraider A1, 1965. During the Great London Smog of 1952, blind people helped the sighted get home. Seth Kinman is a Highlander with unique hunting skills. He's sitting in the chair he made for President Andrew Johnson. 1865, California. James Brown Miller, also known as Killing Jim, is an assassin for hire in the West, an experienced marksman who acted both as a lawyer and as a criminal. 1887, Texas. At the end of 1887, Calamity Jane Canary and cowboy Teddy Blue Abbott, having exchanged hats, drink drinks in a saloon in Gilt Edge, Montana. A group of men gathered on the main street of Barkerville, preparing to set off under escort for gold. Barkerville, British Columbia Colony, 1865, Southern Canada. Settlers with covered wagons traveled to the American West around 1890. A family in pursuit of a piece of land in Montana, shot in Nebraska, 1886, Nebraska. Ocean scientist Stanislav Kurilov, who, being not allowed to travel, made the most daring escape from the USSR by jumping overboard into the ocean and swimming for 2 days and 3 nights, covering about 100 kilometers, reached the Philippines. Milk sale on the street in Kiev, 1957. A gorgeous woman with a cigarette and a typewriter, 1940s. Brigitte Bardot, the 1950s. Billie Holiday's performance at Cafe Society, New York's first nightclub where whites and African Americans were allowed to gather together. Audrey Hepburn and Grace Kelly backstage at the 1956 Academy Awards. The crew of the balloon, France, 1991. Audrey Hepburn on the set of Funny Face in Paris, 1957. Queen Elizabeth II is testing a new subway line, London, 1969. Charlie Chaplin and circus performer Oleg Popov, Venice, 1967. A man feeds a squirrel, Sweden, 1945. Minister of Munitions Winston Churchill watches the march of the 47th, 2nd London Division on the Grand Place in Lille. An American Airlines DC-3 plane flies past a stagecoach, 1949. Ethiopian troops during World War II awaiting the return of Emperor Haile Selassie of Ethiopia after the retreat of fascist Italian troops, 1941. A Soviet sniper in training, May 6, 1942. The lifeboats of the Titanic in New York, April 1912. At 4:31 a.m., an unauthorized photograph of Stalin in the Kremlin captures the very moment when he was informed that Germany had launched an invasion of the Soviet Union. It captures the moment when Elvis comforts his father after his mother's death in 1958. Juan Carlos of Spain and King Constantine II of Greece practiced martial arts, 1966. Queen Victoria with her children, 1852. The Queen personally erased her face from the photo card. She did not like how it turned out. Brazilian writer Clarice Lispector at work. Daft Punk without helmets perform at the French nightclub L'Enfer in 1996. The wedding of Brigitte Bardot and Roger Vadim, Paris. December 20th, 1952. George Heilmeyer, inventor of the world's first LCD display with his creation, 1968. Walt Disney as a Red Cross ambulance driver in France after World War I, circa 1919. Arthritic Impressionist artist Auguste Renoir paints flowers in his garden, circa the 1910s. Finalists of Miss World, 1986. Former presidents of the USA and the USSR, Ronald Reagan and Mikhail Gorbachev, with their wives, are visiting Reagan, the year 1992. Stylish Parisians, the 1930s. A library found in Tibet. More than 80,000 untouchable scrolls and books. Marlene Dietrich was detained at a train station in Paris in 1933 for violating the ban on women wearing trousers. Ford management chooses colors for 1953 cars from 76 scale models. Muhammad Ali, then known as Cassius Clay in New York, 1963. Notre Dame, Paris, France, 1981. A certain W.D. Cowan, whose weight was 322 kilograms, 1949. 18-year-old Englishwoman Mercy Heisted learns to eat spaghetti in the Italian city of Positano, 1949. Elvis Presley styles Johnny Cash's hair, 1960. Wedding on High, 1946. An officer of the 92nd Gordon Highlanders reads a newspaper, Edinburgh Castle, 1843. A weather station employee feeds orphaned cubs, Novaya Zemlya, 1970. The largest pike in Russia was caught in Lake Ilmen in 1930. Group photo of a gang of criminals in Sydney, 1921. Claudia Schiffer and Valeria Mazza play table tennis, 1995. Metal stamps with embedded needles used by Nazi soldiers to tattoo Jewish prisoners at Auschwitz, 1941. At the exhibition of beauty salon owners in New York, Ruth Scott modeled a mask that warms the face and tones the skin. The pads on her fingers were brass thimbles that protected the nail polish until it dried. March 1940. Telephone operator's office on Wall Street, 1961, New York. The 1920 swimsuit Frank Sinatra and Ava Gardner. The smallest man of the 1950s, Henry Behrens, dances with his cat. His height was 76 centimeters. Great Britain, 1956. Young couple, Waterhen River, Saskatchewan, Canada, 1931. Gina Lollobrigida in Los Angeles, 1959. Shooting at the 1912 Summer Olympics.